Hey, my gorgeous ladies. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Please like, comment, subscribe. In later stages, I'll ask you to not skip the ads, watch the ads so that I can get more money and look more pretty. So, there's something that people don't really talk about when it comes to being a beautiful woman. You hear a lot about the advantages. People talk about pretty privilege. They talk about attention. They talk about how doors open up for you. And yes, those things exist, but people don't talk about the other side enough. The jealousy, the weird comments, the subtle competition, the moments where you feel that someone doesn't like you and you haven't even said a word yet. And if you are someone who has experienced this, I want to start by saying something important. You're not crazy, you're not imagining things, and there's nothing wrong with you. Many beautiful women go through this, and a lot of the time they internalize it. They start wondering if they're doing something wrong, if they're coming across the wrong way, or if they should make themselves smaller to make other people comfortable. But the truth is, a lot of these reactions say more about other people than they do about you. So in this video, I want to talk about that, which is the reality that many gorgeous women experience. I want to talk about the psychology behind why certain reactions happen. And most importantly, I want to talk about how to move through life confidently without shrinking yourself. Because being beautiful, being confident, wanting a good life, wanting to level up, wanting to be treated well, none of these things should make you feel guilty. You deserve to take up space. You deserve to shine, and you deserve to enjoy the life you're building for yourself. So let's talk about it. One thing that's important to understand is that beauty is something society places a lot of value on. From a young age, people are taught that beauty matters. It's in movies, it's in advertising, it's everywhere. So when someone possesses something that society values, it naturally attracts attention. And attention comes in many forms. Some of it is positive. People may compliment you, people might admire you, and others may feel inspired by you. But attention can also bring projection from others. Sometimes people assume things about you before they even get to know you. They might assume you're arrogant when you're actually just quiet. They might assume you're shallow when you're actually thoughtful. They might assume that things come easily to you when in reality, you've worked incredibly hard for what you have. If you've experienced this, I want you to know that you're not alone. Many women go through this, especially women who carry themselves confidently and take pride in their appearance. But none of that means you should dim your light. Taking care of yourself, investing in your appearance, and presenting yourself well is not something to apologize for. It's a form of self-respect, and there's nothing wrong about that. Let's talk about something many women quietly experience. Sometimes you'll notice subtle tension with other women, even when you're genuinely kind and supportive. This can show up in small ways. Maybe a backhanded compliment here and there. Maybe a comment like, "You look nice today," or "I wish I had your confidence." Sometimes these comments are harmless, but sometimes they carry a little bit of comparison underneath them. And comparison is something that happens naturally among human beings. When someone walks into a room and stands out, whether that's because of beauty, confidence, or presence, people may start comparing themselves without even realizing it. If someone already feels secure in themselves, they might admire you and feel inspired by you. But if someone already feels insecure, they might feel uncomfortable with that comparison. And that discomfort can sometimes come out as small comments, gossip, or subtle competition. But it's important not to internalize those reactions. Someone else's insecurity is not your responsibility to manage. You can still be kind, respectful, and supportive while maintaining your confidence and your standards. And the right people, especially secure women, will celebrate you instead of competing with you. Understanding the psychology behind this can actually make things feel a lot lighter. A lot of the reactions beautiful women experience come down to something psychologists call social comparison. Human beings naturally compare themselves to others as a way of evaluating where they stand. People ask themselves questions like, am I attractive enough? Am I successful enough? Am I desirable enough? When someone enters a room who represents something society places high value on, like beauty, it can trigger those comparisons automatically. For someone who feels confident and secure, that comparison might inspire admiration. But for someone who already feels uncertain about themselves, it can trigger insecurity. And when people feel insecure, they might project those feelings outward. Projection is when someone places their own feelings or insecurities onto another person. For example, if someone feels insecure about their appearance, seeing a confident, beautiful woman might make them feel uncomfortable. Instead of acknowledging that insecurity internally, they may label the other woman as arrogant or full of herself. But those labels usually say more about the person making them than the person receiving them. This is also something called the beauty stereotype. Society often assumes that beautiful women must be shallow, unintelligent, or overly privileged. So when a beautiful woman is intelligent or successful, it challenges that stereotype. And sometimes when people's expectations are challenged, their first reaction is resistance rather than adjustment. Understanding these patterns can help you stop taking every negative reaction personally. Sometimes people aren't responding to who you actually are, they're responding to what you represent in their mind. Now let's talk about another dynamic that beautiful women encounter, the reactions they receive from men. Some men respond to beautiful women with admiration and respect, and those interactions can be very positive. But there are also situations where insecurity can appear here too. Sometimes, when a man approaches a woman he finds attractive, he may place her on a pedestal. He might compliment her a lot, pursue her very intensely, and create an image of her in his mind. But if that interest isn't returned, sometimes that admiration can quickly turn into criticism. Suddenly, the woman is labeled arrogant, difficult, or entitled. This usually isn't about the woman herself, it's often about the discomfort of rejection. Rejection can be difficult for everyone, and sometimes people protect their ego by criticizing the person who rejected them. Another conversation that comes up often is when women express that they want to be treated well in relationships. Some women want thoughtful partners, some want stability, some want to be spoiled and enjoy a luxurious lifestyle. There's nothing wrong with having preference or standards. Everyone has different versions of the life they want to build, and people naturally seek partners who align with those visions. But sometimes when people feel they cannot meet certain standards, they criticize the standards themselves. Understanding the dynamic can help you stop feeling like you have to lower your expectations to make other people feel comfortable. You are allowed to want the kind of life that makes you happy. Something else that many confident women notice is that confidence in women can sometimes make people uncomfortable. Interestingly, confidence is usually admired in men. But when women display the same level of self-assurance, people sometimes label it differently. They might say she's arrogant. They might say she thinks she's better than everyone. But confidence simply means that someone understands their value. And understanding your value doesn't mean you look down on anyone else. It just means you're respecting yourself enough not to shrink in order to make other people feel comfortable. And the truth is, when you walk through life confidently and peacefully in your own skin, the right people will gravitate towards that energy. Always know this. Secure people enjoy being around other secure people. Another moment when you may notice changes in people's reactions is when you start leveling up in life. Maybe you start a business. Maybe you begin investing more in your appearance, your education, or your lifestyle. Maybe you start building the kind of life you always envisioned for yourself. Growth can be inspiring to some people, but for others, it can be uncomfortable because it reminds them of areas where they may feel stuck. So people react by saying things like, you've changed, but growth naturally involves change. When you evolve, your priorities shift, your habits change, and your environment may change as well. And that's a natural part of personal development. The people who truly care about you will celebrate your growth rather than resent it. At the end of the day, the most important thing is not how people react to you. The most important thing is how you see yourself. Your beauty is not something you need to apologize for. Your confidence is not something you need to hide. Your desire for a beautiful life, a loving relationship, financial success, or luxury experiences is not something you need to justify. You are allowed to want more for yourself. You are allowed to take pride in who you are. You are allowed to enjoy the life you're creating. The people who are meant to be in your life will celebrate your happiness, your confidence, and your success. And the more comfortable you become with shining in your own light, the less power negativity will have over you. So continue investing in yourself, continue growing, continue becoming the woman you want to be, because the world doesn't need less confident women. It needs more women who know their worth and live their lives unapologetically. If you've experienced any of the things we talked about in this video, feel free to share your experiences in the comments. Your story might help someone else feel less alone. And if you enjoyed this conversation, don't forget to like, subscribe, share the video, watch the whole ads, because I need extra money to look extra pretty. I'll see you in the next one.